Okay, so hello and good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Raquel, the District Operations Manager for the Colorado State Conservation Board. And today we are being joined by Shri from Colorado State University and the Western Cover Crops Council. And he will be presenting on the Western Cover Crop Council's Cover Crop Species Selector tool. And so I am going to pass it over to him. Thank you so much, Shri.
Yeah, good morning, all. Thank you, Raquel, for hosting this talk. The credit goes to the developers of the four regions, and they were before I joined Western Cover Crop Council 2 years back. A lot of work was going before, and I would like to share the end product that really helps the growers. Based on the conditions. For example, this year you cannot give water for cover crops at least. And what are the suitable cover crops under that situation? We do have some. And I think hopefully that will help the growers and other stakeholders with whom you are working with. And to start with, let me share my screen and okay. All right. Yeah, hope you are. So, yeah, let me put in presentation mode. No. Is it in? Oh, yeah. All right. So, you all know, so why cover crops are required, but we just revisit once and hope all of you like this crimson clover, which is so beautiful and helps for the pollination too. So why do we need to have the cover crops? And most importantly, the decision support tool developed by Western Cover Crop Council. And in the country, we have four regions, and the Western region comprising, Colorado, New Mexico, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, and California, Nevada, Arizona, besides Alaska, including Hawaii. So this is the region, and we have representatives from each of these states in the Western Cover Crop Council, and the funding came from USDA, and they worked pretty hard last, I think, 6, 7 years to develop this tool. And I somehow I got the opportunity to share with you all, and but I really appreciate basically the feedback and there are certain glitches and of course I want to tell if farmers are really looking for multiple combinations, we are not yet ready to recommend a combination of cover crop species for a specific situation. Other than that, it gives an enormous amount of information that really needed at one place. So this is the website of the Western Cover Crop Council. Yeah, you can try on your laptop too, and this is the welcome page, and it has a lot of resources, and this is where you see the try the species selector, and yeah, if you want, you can copy this website, and put on your browser, and it should open the selector tool. Um, so I will go. Basically, I want to make it more interactive. I am happy. Yeah, please raise your hand and ask the question. And to access to the tool, you need to create your login account. Um, and for example, yeah, so this is the release notes. If someone is interested, how much time it really took, it took over almost uh, 3 years of effort. You see, there was a lot of planning before October 2023, and all the four regions they developed this for each of the regions, we have the cover crop selection tool. And let me show you. Is it, Raquel, is my
No,
blue screen visible or no?
no, it's not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got doubt. Let me share. Okay, share. Okay, share. Yeah. All right. I already created the account. I am already in, and I am not logging out and thing. And when you log in with the in through that website, you can choose different states. It gives different states, all the states, 55 states you have here. Let's go to Colorado, and for example, for what are the recommended cover crops for the state of Colorado, and just browse the cover crops, you know. So it gives this window. Oh, is it moving my screen? No.
I can see your mouse moving across the screen. Was there a pop-up that's supposed to come? Like I can just see the map and the
Yeah.
welcome to the cover crops.
Oh no, I think something, I don't know. I think it does not work sharing. I am really, let me share the screen. I think, yeah.
I
So
know.
I you got it? No?
Yeah, we could see that. Yep.
Oh, no, I don't know. Um, oh, you are seeing multiple cover crops, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. I entered, and I have an account, and I entered the cover crop selector tool, and it gives what are the different types of cover crops, both annual, perennial, grasses or legumes, the brassicas available for the state. Okay, these are the state recommended cover crops. And if you want to know more about, for example, let me see, camelina. Okay, winter camelina. It is a really good cover crop, and what kind of information we have. So if you press this, it will give the cover crop description with multiple images. We got only two images here at flowering stage, and yeah, this is the panicle. And it will give the basic agronomic traits. What is the CN ratio? It is a little bit lower CN ratio. You know the CN ratio. Most of the legumes it will have to less than 20, 20 is to 1. And for grasses, sole grasses with high lignin content, it will be more than 30, 30 is to 1. That leads to more immobilization of the nitrogen. And if you have a balance between 20 to 30, both you can promote beneficial microbes and slow release of the nitrogen from the cover crop biomass. So, and you will have the data on the environmental abiotic stresses like drought, heat, and winter survival, and shade tolerance, and low nitrogen flood tolerance, and salinity. Maybe for a state where I am in Fruta, right? So we have a lot of phosphorus tolerance. We don't have low phosphorus, or in some in Montrose we have salinity, toxicity. So we don't have that kind of minute information, super detail, but in general, broader abiotic stresses, we have the information. So you have the 5 bars here, like the your cellular signal. The shorter bar is less in quantity, and the fifth bar, the longest one, that means it has highest salinity tolerance. So actually, in some of the Camelina species do have good salinity tolerance, but this variety did not have. And other goals, we have multiple goals. I will show in the website, and what is the seed quantity required at the time of planting, depth, different types of seeding methods, planting methods, and all that information we have. The input came from hundreds of researchers all over the country, and yeah, the recommended soil conditions, including drainage, and what are the different types of termination methods recommended, and the window also you can see. And of course, it is not limited to this year, but basically from termination window is the entire month of May. That's what I mean. Yeah, so probably it needs to be maybe refined this data. So that's where we require feedback, and it is a continuous improvement of this selection tool. So I will go. You can either print it, and if you want to give know more about the definition of the terms used, you can press this, and it will go, like this. So anyhow, it is taking more time. So I am going for get a recommendation. It is slow. Hey, I'll go back maybe. Or maybe sometimes we have our net is slow, or okay, maybe I will use a different stop share, and I will enter another one which, yeah, it is taking, it keeps on wheel rotation. So in order to save time, um, I will go to this. I will go back and share my window, and right, yeah. So we will go back to Colorado, and I want to show you what kind of cover crops that can be recommended for Fruta region. Okay, so you can new history, you can go, and for example, I will put Western Colorado Research Center, Grand Valley, create. Oh, I think I did well. I can put 81521. All right. This is where, yeah, I will put the address 1910 Calgary. Yeah, this is where my office. You can see our fields. This is where I am sitting now. Actually, I conducted the experiment here. Um, I am trying to plant the corn cover crop. So you can select the location here and go to next, and you can see the site conditions. Okay, we have a loamy soil, and it has the frost date, and how much precipitation you get in the month of April, and we have the drainage class. We have well drained soils, and I want to set the goals. Okay, this is the site I located, and I want weed suppression. We have a lot of bindweed, so, and I want to control it. That is one. And we graze sheep in our fields in fall. So I want to have good forage harvest value for the cover crop, and I want to use the nitrogen. Maybe I want to improve the soil organic matter, right? The, so I have three goals. Yeah, don't. I recommend to use three goals. And this year, of course, we have water shortage. So I want to use. I don't want to irrigate. Let it. Yeah. So at most I can irrigate at the beginning, at the time of planting, and the now. We are entering summer, right? We are in the late April, and I will choose summer, right? So then you select this, and what kind of cropping system. Mostly, I am taking up the field corn or silage corn. I will choose annual. I will choose annual, and I will be no, sorry, I annual, but I want to plant a wheat crop because I am growing cover crops in summer. So I will plant sometime in September the wheat, and the growing season ends is next year, right? Next year June is the wheat harvest window. So I kept the window. I have selected the my goals, and I selected the planting season for the cover crop. And then okay, we have set our goals, what you want to do, right? So then we go to next. Then it will give is your field irrigated or no? No, we are not irrigating. So drainage, filter by soil drainage. We have good drainage. Okay, you can use this one. So now it came. What are the different summer cover crops you can use with reduced water availability? You can see rye, spring cereal, and milo, sorghum, Sudan grass. It is a good cover crop for summer, and that has grazing value, and that can help in improving the soil organic matter. And it also suggested alfalfa, and we have corn, cowpea. Yeah, it is really good. I worked on cowpea. It performs pretty good in western Colorado with very limited irrigation. So actually, next week we are planting in Delta 40 acres of black ice for seed production to supply to Trinidad Benham Corporation. And and for summer high temperatures, heat index, if you have high heat index, sun hemp is good. Just I will show, for example, what are the characteristics of sun hemp. Okay, it grows pretty tall, 4 feet to 5 feet, and it attracts pollinators, and you have a lot of images. So you can see it is a legume, and it fixes nitrogen, and it has high heat tolerance, drought tolerance, and of course it cannot tolerate severe winter. Of course, we are terminating by middle of September, hence that won't come. And it has moderate shade tolerance. Um, it can be grown under low nitrogen soils, but it cannot tolerate floods. I don't expect floods in here where I am. So yeah, it is a good nitrogen fixing species, and it attracts pollinators. So that's how you can choose the species, and it gives a lot of information. And if you want, you can print, and you can see multiple vegetative stages of the species, how it looks like. Uh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it has a good forage value too. So it has high nitrogen in its biomass, crude protein, I mean. So yeah, something like that. That is a good candidate. So yeah, and you can see the crop list, and yeah, these are the species, and this is the planting window. You can sort by planting window too. So and you can see the calendar. So this is the planting time after termination, and that pink is for the wheat. So next year. So that's the thing. And if I choose, I have chosen earlier cereal rye, and so the rating is the CN ratio is very high. So because it is over close to 30 is to 1, and you can choose different options, and it will give the data. And for example, what are the kind, the agronomic variables we have: growth habit, and quick growth, root architecture, root depth. If you want to see the specific data related to the growth and the roots habit, and you see the quick growth. Root architecture is fibrous. It is because it is a grass, and it goes to very deep, right? So tolerance, we already discussed different tolerance. For example, I want a drought and heat and low nitrogen, and we have some soil salinity, and it will give the data. So you see the salinity, it cannot tolerate salinity much, but it can be grown under low nitrogen conditions, tolerates moderately high heat as well as drought. So that's how you can get that information from each of the cover crop species. It is more interactive, what I mean to say. So you can play and yeah, so try to recommend to your stakeholders, or you organize kind of a training workshops to the growers when you have workshops for other areas too. That helps to promote and the cover crop, because the cover crop coverage needs to be improved. Of course, when we have good water, particularly in front ranges, I believe, and San Luis Valley area, we have great potential for cover crops. And Western Colorado, because of the very water limited conditions, we do have chance. But in order to prevent erosion and improve the soil organic matter and soil microbial communities, and to sustain the living roots, and we need to have a kind of continuous cover of cash crop for part of the year, and a part of the year you need to have the cover crops. And I will stop sharing this part. I'm happy if you have more questions, and I will share some of the slides I have, which let me stop share this. And yeah.
Yeah, Shri, if you want to share slides with me afterwards, and I will email out a copy of the recording and any slides, any information that you want me to share, I can definitely do that.
Yeah. So, okay, you don't want me to go there, just show
Oh,
around.
no, you can, no, definitely. Yeah, definitely you can go there. I just want you to know I'll share whatever you need as well.
All right. Yeah, I think we discussed the cover crop goals. Yeah, with that. Yeah, I have some problem in sharing my, yeah, so even cursor sometimes. Yeah, sorry about that. Um, yeah, screen two, share. So I think I have shown this aspect, how you set the goals, and you are setting your cash crop, and you have the, yeah, I have the presentation mode. Yeah, so you can see different for the three goals, for your goals, how each of your cover crop will meet. That will show in uh, bars based on their level. I discussed the lower bar is low and the longest bar is high, and you can see the planting window, rain fed, or multiple, and you have cash crop growing window, and we need to set that information, and then it will give the different cover crop options. And yeah, this is same, and that is what I explained all. And if you go further, the different levels, I told the five bars, five high and one low. And this is how you can know the different terminologies we used in the selection tool. And you can save whatever you worked on, save as a project, and you can revisit and you can modify, yeah, later on. So yeah, I think this PowerPoint I will share. It will come to you by email. And basically, I request you all to go through when you have time to the selection tool. And if there are any issues which kind of contradictory, anything, we are happy to address. And it is a continuous process to strengthen and make it viable. And our long-term goal is right now we don't have any data on which of the cover crop, how much nitrogen credits or carbon credits it can replace. That kind of data we don't have, and it will come in future. It will take few more years to get that kind of information. And I think that is the only limitation. And as I mentioned, we don't have any recommendation for low phosphorus soils as such. And in some cases, we have, yeah, of course, for acidic soils also, we don't have any recommendation. So, such kind of, I think data will come. It will take some time. But yeah, I want to leave some time. Yeah, it is 25 minutes. I think I try to bring to your attention how to use the tool. I'm happy to take your questions if you have.
We did get one question in the chat. It says, thank you for sharing. Question, can this tool make a multi-species cover crop mix recommendation?
Yes. In March, we all our board members met in Oregon State University, and we also visited a few cover crop seed companies, and so that is the limitation of the cover crop selection tool, and we are working to develop yeah, multiple grass legume mixed cover crop systems for the specific region for the specific condition. That is one of the goal to improve this selection tool. Sorry, we don't have ready-made answer. That's a great question. Even when we were trying to release last year in September, yeah, this is what we debated, and it takes a significant amount of time to come up with that. Of course, then I mentioned about the nitrogen credits and this one. These two are the big challenges we need to work on. But definitely, I will convey to our board. I think we are meeting next Tuesday.
Great. Does anybody else have any questions? Don't be shy. Mhm. Well, if you have any questions afterwards, you are more than welcome to send them to me and I can put you in touch with Shri, um, whatever you would like. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop recording.
All right.